Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Restorations and Repairs. Check it out. Fine folks over at Foxwell sent this for me to check out. It is the NT716 4-system scanner with special functions. This is a mid-level scan tool. I have been doing a lot of pro-level scan tools lately on the channel, but I wanted to check this one out to show you for the homeowner, because I get so many questions about like which tool should I buy for which job. You know, the home mechanic who is doing it professionally at home or in a one-man shop probably needs the pro-level scan tool these days. But for a homeowner who just wants to maintain their vehicles and know what's going on when the check engine, SRS or ABS light comes on, this is probably what you need. So what I'm going to do is we'll get the camera closer in on this. I'll open it up. Then we'll take it out to my Mitsubishi Mirage, plug it in, and see what it can do. All right, well here we are, NT716 4-system scanner with special functions. Comes in a nice blow molded case. It says a 5.5 inch screen, 720 by 1280. Android is System 9, 4-core CPU, 1.3 gig, 1 gig of DDR4 memory, and a 32 gig SSD hard drive. So a pretty significant little setup here. Provide easy diagnostics with more than 90 American, Asian, and European vehicle makes. Works with the latest 2020-21 model cars. We're a little out of date on that. Hopefully it works on newer stuff than that. Identifies vehicle quickly with automatic VIN decoding. And it's going to work with the engine, transmission, ABS, airbag, and it says and more. My understanding is it is just a 4-system, but there may be some additional stuff in there and we'll get into it. It does show live vehicle data and graphing formats, so you definitely can look at your PIDs and check out what's going on there. Records and playbacks your data logs to catch intermittent failures, which is super important. So if we're going to take a vehicle for a test drive, the last thing I want to be doing in a customer car is looking at my scan tool while I'm driving instead of looking at the road while I'm driving. So this allows us to drive it, feel the issue, note the issue, and come back and see what it was doing when the issue occurred. And it also says it has instant support online. So if you have an issue, I guess, with the tool or with the software, you can reach out to Foxwell. I've owned a couple of Foxwell tools before. I've got a great program, like a TPMS programmer from them that I use quite often. Okay, nice again, blow molded case. I'm going to set that aside for a second. We'll go ahead and look at what else comes in the kit. And USB-C cable. Here is our OBD2 cable. Nice long cable, I'd say 4 feet probably on that. And then up here, our warranty card and a manual, it looks like. And so that's all that's going to be in there. This isn't going to work with OBD1 stuff. This isn't, again, we're not looking at a pro-level scanner. We're looking at a mid-level scanner. Still though, for a tech starting off, this might be an option if you're going to be doing this professional but don't want to go all in on your tools. I can totally understand that. And table of contents here looks like 24 pages. Oh no, we got 50. Wow, we got 63 pages all in English, and it does get into, that's actually a really nice looking manual there. Gets into just about everything. Updates, all the rest. Nice. Huh. So a lot of, definitely aimed at the homeowner then, because a lot of these tools now, they don't come with anything other than a warranty card. You just expect that you're going to be able to figure it out. That's great. So for someone who is new to scan tools, probably the way to go. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and open this up. And here's our tool. Nice rubberized grip for holding. Up on top, OBD2 connector, regular USB, USB-C, and a power button. No camera on this. You can see some models, they have some different models that do include a camera, but just the information that's on there. And that's it. All right, let's power this thing on. All right, well, there is our main screen, and you can see we have our diagnostics, maintenance, update, settings, account, data manager. We do have a remote control diag, firmware update, VCI manager, auxiliary tools, coverage list, and shop manager. So it is a pretty well fleshed out piece of equipment. Maintenance, let's see what kind of information we have in maintenance. All right, so we do have ABS service, battery matching, DPF regen, electronic parking brake, injector coating, oil reset, steering angle sensor, tire pressure monitoring system, and throttle position sensor. Not a bad little list for a tool in this, this amount of money here. That's pretty cool. Data manager is going to keep where all our live stuff is. Any recordings we make, any prints from if we're checking out customer cars. My account would be your personal information, settings, metric or English, font size, the works here. So this is just kind of our thing here, system settings. And we can also we can go into about here for a second. Right, so this production date was 9/11/2024. And we can get into system settings and take a look. We've already kind of gone over, but this is an Android system underneath it all. Got about 8 gig free memory right now from the factory. All right. We'll go back to home. And then we have remote control, firmware update, firmware update, BCI manager. In this case, we're not a Bluetooth. Although it does have Bluetooth capability, we are hardwired. Right? Auxiliary tools. We have a file browser that's going to take us into the Android subsystem. Coverage list and shop manager is customers. Right? We can add information, customer car, contact info, that sort of stuff. Workshop. I'm going to fill in. I can add a photo. Farpoint restorations. I can add all this in. It saves that information. So when we want to email a file to somebody or a scan, that's going to be there for us. And then vehicle history. Right now we don't have any of that. Awesome. Very competent looking little tool here. Okay, so let's take this. I'll pause the camera. We'll get outside and I will take this and hook it up to the Mirage and we'll see what we can find. All right. All right, well here we are out in the car. We're going to get into diagnostics right out of the gate and let's see what we got here. Coverage. It does have a demo mode, generic OBD2, and then we get in, you can see how many we've got here. Holy cow. Wow, okay. Plenty. Wow. Yeah, I would say that full coverage is definitely in the list there. Let's take a look at VIN. Let's see if it can find my car automatically. Sometimes these tools work better than others. Usually, oh yeah, we're right into it with the Mirage, no problems there. That's a cool sign. And it is 2018. It's got the 1.2 liter. It is a CVT, so it has identified it properly. We'll hit confirm. And let's get into diagnostics right out of the gate here. Let's do a quick scan and see which modules this one can pick up. All right, so it has run the list. We can make a report for this, right? And we can save that report. We can enter in, like again, if I were going to have this under customer information, I would definitely be pushing this through. Save and print or save an email. We can set it up and we can put an email in there and it will literally send that off to the customer or to us. Maybe I want to save this from my own file, so I just save it to a business account, right? So I can do all of that through here. Really nice. Now, if I want to get into systems, I just click on the system I'm looking at. I can read codes again. Can timeout not equipped. Let's see what U1109 is. And does it have a freeze frame? It looks like it actually does, but we're going to go out and it's going out. We're going to skip all that. No, it's amazing. It uses Microsoft Edge instead of Google, which is interesting, but then it goes out on Google search. Dodge Gram horn and off. So this is not finding. So what it did not do when it went for the search was it has the generic code, but it did not pick a car to go with it. So it's coming up with random stuff for different cars. Just to be aware of that. There you go. You would have to have. There's one on Mitsubishi, so you can click on that. You would have to just pay attention to make sure that you're searching for the right car when you get into it. And nice, actually really nice stuff. Here's my connector. Here's what's going on here. Here's my junction block. And it talks about any special tools, flow charts. I don't know what site this is, but I should bookmark it. It's really nice. Actual repairs. Really cool. Awesome. Okay, well, let's get back on that. And here we are with our freeze frame, right? So odometer rating is 3,000 or 33,997. I don't know what we're at now on this car. Probably not far off from that. So this probably is relatively recent. And it's just going to give me what was happening when it set this code. My guess is this was a first start. Got good voltage, lateral sensor, master preload. So I mean, here you go. This is the live data we look for in a freeze frame if we're going to get one. So we can clear the code. Let's go ahead and do that. And it's done. And now let's take a look. Here we are. Here's our live data. What do we want to see? Well, I'm not moving anywhere. Steering angle, sure, we can do that one. Master cylinder pressure, let's take a look at that, and engine speed. Okay, we'll go with okay. And here's three things. So steering angle, I can move my steering wheel slightly, and you can see it move back and forth. Master cylinder pressure as I hit the brakes. Oh yeah, we're going up, right? We're gonna let off, it goes back down to 0. Rev the engine. Pretty cool. Let's go to graph and see it again. Steering angle sensor. And then you hit the drop down menu, master cylinder pressure. Oh wow, okay, there we go. Oh, let's go like this. We're hitting the brakes, we're letting off. Looks like a heart rate monitor now. I will say response time is really nice, really nice. Really nice. Not instantaneous, but for a quad-core computer, I think this thing is rocking and rolling pretty sweet. Very nice. Okay, let's back out of that. All right, let's get out of this system. Let's check out the engine control system, see what we got here. Let's see here. Let's take a look at live data off the transmission. We have oil temp that should be warming up. I'm trying to see things that would... yeah, we can look at engine speed again through that. I'm not going to be driving, so we can't have that going on. There's a lot of these that we would be able to look at, but we'll just look at oil temp. And let's take a look at those. So we can watch voltage, and we can watch in Celsius the temperature start to climb. Although we're not rolling, so it's going to take some time for it to warm up. Why would I need to know my CVT oil temperature? Well, if you've watched my videos on Mitsubishi Mirages, you know that in order to do a proper CVT fluid change, the final check for the fluid temp needs to have a very specific temperature range to it. You can't just wing it. This tool allows you to look at that. That's really nice. All right, let's back out of that and get into the main engine. And we got live data here. I'm sure there's plenty of live data in this one. Speed, crankshaft position sensor we can look at, ECT, throttle position sensor we can look at, injector, I don't know what we want, is it injector duration? Yeah. We want short-term fuel trim, fuel temperature sensor, throttle actuator. There's just a ton here. I'm just going to keep on rolling through so you can see all these. Brake switch on and off, AC compressor relay, fuel pump relay. I mean, it goes, man, it goes. Fans. This is pretty much every pit available on this car. I'm not seeing anything sticking out in my head that's missing. All right, let's take a look at those. So crankshaft position sensor, and you can see it move as I rev the engine up. The car is slowly warming up. Throttle position sensor, you can see it opening and closing. Injector duration in milliseconds is there. And short-term fuel trim also is a percentage. Rev the car up and hold it for a second here. You can see it leaning out. And we'll let off. It should go positive there for a second and then go back. Brake switch on and off. Again, we got a graphing system here. Throttle position sensor. This is really nice, and the seamlessness here. What I'm really liking is the fact that it's really easy to switch between these. Injector duration, nice, and throttle position sensor. Very cool. And you can do multi-graph too if you want to have 2 in a row. Also very nice. Love it. And of course, we can save this stuff as well. Hey, you want to save those live data? Let's do that. Save and print, save an email, or just save. We'll just save it. Okay. Very nice, very nice. I'm liking this tool. It for a mid-level tool, this thing's pretty cool. All right, let's see what else we can get into though. We showed you the different ways that you can get into. Let me go home. That we have maintenance, you know, that we can do all these things. I could do an oil reset. Let's see if it'll. I guess I'll have to pick the car since I got it backed out of it. But I could reset the oil on this, right? Let's go back home. What other settings would be here? Haven't done any updates or firmware updates on this tool to do. This is just straight out of the box, which is nice. What I'm curious is, can I get into the Android system? Oh, that's way better. I should have left that on there first. Yeah, that's a lot nicer. So it does have a battery saver. So I can get into some of it, right? I can get in here and see some of the system. But what I can't seem to do, I don't think I'm going to be able to get into like loading an app or that kind of stuff. Oh, let's see. I'd love to. I got that. No, it's just going to default back here. So I would say, based on that this is a locked system. You cannot add apps to this. You can't use this as an Android device. I get it. We've talked about this in other review videos that I've done. If you get into where you have an unlocked system, you start sideloading apps, you put apps in this thing, and something screws with the main Foxwell program, then you're upset with Foxwell when really you ought to be upset with yourself. That said, this also doesn't have a camera. So putting a app on here that might work for, you know, doing like, what we use at our shop is like inspection software where we're going to say brakes are this, you know, tires are that, 30 seconds, and then we take photographs and send that along as an inspection report. This can't do it because it doesn't have a camera, so it really wouldn't be a very helpful thing to have extra apps on this. I guess that'll do it. I'll leave a link to where you can pick one of these things up, and I'd say for a homeowner, this is like a great, for a homeowner, this is a premium tool. This is a high-end tool. For shop tech, this is a starting tool and a mid-level tool. For a pro tech, you're going to want to go with, and Foxwell sells some pro-level tools. This one, you know, lacks a couple of features that would keep you from wanting to do pro-level, like being able to do bi-directional controls, things like that. Till next time, my friends, take